Hello there, welcome back to Let's Play Sekiro. We are right next to a boss arena, but we're not going to go there yet. We're going to jump down here. This is the second poison pool in the game, or poison pools technically. I guess some of them are slightly separated. It's a long ways down. This is the bottom of the valleys, and this is the poison area. This one doesn't have as many grapple points and is longer, like, horizontally than the other. So, you might get more poison buildup, but you probably still won't even get poisoned because you can jump and grapple. This whole area is corroded, which is weird for poison to do. Like, the trees dying I can understand from a really potent poison, but these, like, rocks are warped. There's erosion going on here. This is some serious stuff. Now, this is one of the toughest enemies in the game, so I'm just going to backstab him. You'll notice that was a sword-wielding monkey. Oddly enough, that is one of the hardest enemies in the game, and I'm not joking. That thing is a fucking nightmare. If you can avoid fighting them, do so. More statues up there with mudra, the hand symbols and gestures. Over there is a memorial mob. I believe I show off fighting one of these monkeys, the dual sword monkeys. Over here they have some sort of special animations, and these are different models from the monkeys above. Their bodies are like, the backs of them are like hairless, either worn off or intentionally cut off. You can use Puppet to help with this fight with distractions. It's pretty useful. There's one or two that have guns, the others have swords. The white monkey is the most dangerous though. In general, dual sword enemies in this game are kind of nightmares. But they must have learned from Musashi. That's some historical fencing jokes for you, and dueling. Although Musashi was not seen actually as a very great warrior, he was a good duelist, and a big part of it was he did mind games. He was really good at psychologically defeating his enemies, but he was kind of considered pretty bad in actual open battle. I don't mean one-on-one, I mean like in a war. Also, getting to see the belly flop on that. Alright, time to fight this nightmare. So, I wonder if these monkeys are supposed to be near Shura, or near to the boss we're going to see later. There's some significance to them being white monkeys, I think, but it's unclear. They seem the most intelligent of the monkeys. They seem to create a sort of order. Now, I make this look a bit easier, but keep in mind this is not with Charmless active, so I was able to block some of those without taking damage. New Game Plus, or Plus 2, I probably would have died right there with how I was fighting. They kind of make me wonder if they're monkeys on the path to Shura, because they seem so vindictive and hateful and have such a desire to kill. But Shura aren't totally explained fully in this game. We get a good enough explanation, but the exact mechanics of becoming a Shura is not clear. We are going to be talking more about the snakes. Now, I'm going to be trying to read a little bit more as I'm going through this, because I have not gotten to go through all of the Chinese medical texts from like the 1600s that I've been intending to read. They're long, and I probably should just Control F on them. So here is the poison mob memorial, and I accidentally healed instead of using my monocular. I'll maybe wait until after I talk to him to continue, because it'll be a lot of talking on my part, and I think the next area doesn't have much dialogue. You can also see the mask he's using to try and cover the poison and it not being very effective.
いかがかね。
こんなところにも
死者があるところ、また供養衆あり。流れ着く血もまたしかりじゃ。さあ、ご供養していきなされ。死者があるところ、また供養衆あり。どこへ行こうとご供養を欠かさぬようにの。
Now, we just got a poison gourd. Let's go ahead and equip that, especially in this area. When you drink it, it gets rid of the bar you're seeing right now. It cures that. It won't cure you if you are poison/toxin. And it increases your resistance to poison massively. So you want to use it before going into poisonous areas or fighting poisonous enemies, or to get rid of the buildup. But it won't cure you once you're poisoned. That's how the gourds work in this game. We're going to be going into this area next. And this is a dark area with enemies that spawn out of the walls, so be careful about getting near the walls. You'll see one in a moment. Right there. Now, most people just stay away from the walls and don't fight these guys. You can kill them. You can Makiri counter them. You can deflect them, you can block them. There's no real point to doing it. I can't remember if I show. I think they dropped something. Here also I wanted to show. When it grabs you, it pulls you face first into the rock. I thought that was a pretty cute animation. Right here, the Makiri counter. They'll typically retreat as you're attacking them. And when you kill the one for a spot, it actually does stay dead. They're not infinitely spawning. It's also hard to death blow them because the environment blocks it. Now, with the poison area back there, there's something I wanted to talk about. As I mentioned, Chinese historical medical texts. There's actually stuff from that I found kind of interesting in relation to the game. I was not having much luck with it, but sometimes you do. And also with ancient Chinese stories, such as the story of the Immortal White Snake. I'm going to put her name on screen, and I probably am not the first to notice this. I'm not sure if it'll show up, but it probably will if you just look up like Immortal White Snake on Google. So it's not really that hard to find. A lot of things I noticed you can probably find just by Googling things. Like, honestly, the Shichimen Gensai stuff and the relations of that story to Sekiro, I have not heard of that story before. I just went into Google and Googled Japan Shichimen, and it was one of the top results. So if you want to do a bunch of lore searching in Sekiro, most people don't even Google the names of the things in the game. But anyway, now I don't speak any form of Chinese language, so I'll try to pronounce these. Bai Sushen or Bai Shushen, and I believe that would be Xiao Qing, because I believe that's how you pronounce the Q, is with a CH. And then X should be something along an SHSCH. The White Immortal Snake and the Green Immortal Snake from the Legend of the Immortal Snakes. You'll probably, again, find this stuff if you just Google Immortal Snake. I don't know if you even have to look up Chinese. And the Chinese version shows up if you search Japanese, I'm pretty sure. It is the story of snakes that basically meditated. They wanted to reach a form of enlightenment and immortality. And were able to do so eventually, then took human forms and lived among humans. I believe for the White Snake there's even a love story, and they're both supposed to be beautiful women, I'm pretty sure. And I think even looking this up, I saw them in like other media. What is it? Shin Megami Tensei, I think it's called? Tensei? I don't know much about the series. Also, this is the Snake Cave. I thought I was going to dodge that. This area is important for one of the endings. For the return ending, which is heavily related to Journey to the West. Sekiro borrows a lot from Chinese folklore. A lot of stories of the monkeys, the Monkey King, the snakes, the centipede, of Chinese dragons. As my friend Miyabi was pointing out, the carp that crosses the gate of the waterfall, ascending with the right number of scales to become one of the, it should be Xianlong, the divine dragons, heavenly dragons of Chinese folklore, of their religion. Journey to the West also has heavy relations to Buddhism. Buddha was the only person in a lot of the tellings that could defeat the Monkey King. I should have probably pointed it out a little bit earlier. That right there, you can use Puppet to make the monkey distract the snake and get up here. This is one of the required items for the return ending. There are 4 endings to the game. There may be more that we just haven't discovered yet. But this is one of the viscera of the Immortal Snakes. There is a dried viscera and a fresh viscera. This statue here, again, this might be Guanyin. It might be someone else. You see the statue in earlier in Sunken Valley after the long-armed centipede, holding snakeskin, and that same statue, at least I'm pretty sure it's the same figure, is also in the dilapidated temple. And then above the boss we're going to fight next episode. Now you can idle out of here, and also this is the dried serpent viscera, just showing it off. But it's actually not advised you idle out of here, because this leads somewhere. If you don't look up, you won't notice. And it should be a hint as to where this leads to, and it will explain an area and why it exists. Welcome to Ashina Depths and the Poison Pool. This is where that area was. This is where the shortcut leads to. I believe I'm here to equip the Divine Fan.
お前さん、わしが惚れるのは鬼仏だけじゃ。木の中に見える仏様がいつだって怒ってらっしゃる。見えたまま掘るよりないじゃろって。
Now, I like to put up a lot of images on screen. I might do some for the snakes, but I don't know that I really need to. They're giant snakes. It's really obvious. Like, come on. Do I have to put a giant snake on screen to prove it's the story of the Immortal Snakes, or about the snakes? Not that anyone is saying I have to. I'm just saying to myself in my own mind of like paranoid somebody's going to complain, well, you didn't show an image. Maybe I'll put up some images of old artwork. I'm not sure if there's any artwork that is actually contemporary to that time of it that is still surviving. But we now have the Divine Fan. We can do Divine Abduction. And Divine Abduction is pretty useful. It's actually necessary for one of the endings of Kotaro's quest lines. The Divine Fan, what it does is it spins enemies around. It makes them face away from you. Whatever they're doing, they completely turn around and spin around. This may sound like the most useless prosthetic tool in the game, and at times it is. Other times, it's a blessing. It's a boon. It's wonderful. Now, so here I'm just showing off some of the other upgrades. We'll be getting a lot of them later, and I have a file where I have everything in the game. The entire game, 100%. Actually, I have a couple files like that. I play this game too much. I've been doing no hit, no damage, New Game Plus 7, Charlotte's Demon Bell, many times without emblems, no cheese, no stealth, death blows. I play this game way too much. Oh no. But anyway, the Divine Fan is really useful for farming and for getting death blows, like backstabs, on really powerful enemies. Later on, there are enemies that can take like a minute straight to fight that are just normal enemies, and you can fight them in groups even. If you use the Divine Fan, it turns them around, and you can just backstab them and instantly kill them. It's really great for farming. The upgraded version of it, when you use it on an enemy, doubles the loot they drop also. So you use that on tough enemies, get their loot, kill them, get the second version of their loot, and it's great. I was just looking here at some of his stuff to see if the Dragon's Blood Droplet has been renewed. I don't think I've died too much in the LP other than just when I wanted to show deaths off. Alright, and now we're in Senpou. That's totally where that leads, right? So if you divine abduct the monks here, they vanish. I did not notice this myself. I saw other people posting about this. I didn't learn this recently. This is very old, but I learned about it like a day or two after the game came out. So, definitely not something I discovered. Definitely not something new. Just a thing for viewers that don't know the game. That's a fun thing. Oh look, it's Blackhat, the Tanuki / Mujina / Badger.
おめえもこの寺に来てたのか。お前は野暮用って言っただろう。ここで何をしている。あっちの方、向こう岸まで渡りてえんだが、往生しててな。対岸に渡る術は忍びだこを使いや渡れるな。だがずっとタコを揚げておくにはコツがいる。タコ揚げの素人には荷が重いってもんだ。そうか。崖下にタコ揚げ係のラッパがいる。あいつにずっとタコを揚げさせる。そんな芸当ができりゃいいが、袖の下は通じねえとよ。まったく当てが外れたぜ。
So, we need some way to get that guy down there to do what we want, to operate the kite for us, to get across. Thankfully, we can just puppet him. This is another special interaction in the game, and the puppet interactions seem to be revolving around the return ending, which makes sense since you get them from the folding screen monkeys. Okay, we'll operate this and send this out, and then from now on, the kite will stay up there. You can rest, revive, go around to idols, come back. That will be there now. The point of that is you can grapple hook across it. Let's go tell Blackhat about what we just did. There is a hint also to know to do this.
くぐつの術ってやつか。初めて見たぜ。おめえ、やるじゃねえか。得意げな顔一つしやしねえ。これで俺も野暮用を済ませられる。ありがとうよ。
So, we're going to be going up there to mention what the hint is. The rice you get from the Divine Child of Rejuvenation, you can give that to the old ladies that are praying around that you see. If you give them rice, they'll give you advice about the game and give you hints and tricks about what to do to get to special areas. We don't need to fight anyone here. We just need to get to that tree, because the tree is where you grapple hook from to get to the kite. Some emblems up here, maybe to reimburse you for having to puppet that guy. Or reimburse, not reimburse. I don't know why I said that. But we get across, just fine. Yay, a snapseed. Which is a hint. Where do you find snapseeds? You do some grapples across, and if it's not apparent yet, that's a bunch of white snake skin.
よう、おめえか。
野暮用は済んだか。
ああ、おかげさんでな。
この墓は。
こいつは俺のガキの墓だ。
そうか。
ガキがいなくなった後、何やら急にラッパの人が面倒になってな。オチの試しだ、人さらいだ、黒笠の責務だ。この寺は何もかもめんどくせえ。
だから抜けたか。
ああ、さてと、これで野暮用は済んだ。他に当てもねえし、アシナの城にでも戻るとするかね。どこだろうが、この寺よりゃマシってもんだ。
Now we have some more to do with these snakes. In the thread, I'm probably going to link, I might be able to link it in the YouTube description too. I found the story of the Immortal White Snake on YouTube, play. There's a lot of plays. I'm pretty sure there's been movies, TV shows based around it. It's, again, a really famous Chinese story. It's one of the most famous. Maybe up there with the Monkey King. I don't know that it's gone over to other countries as much, though, because it's far more traditional Chinese storytelling, whereas Monkey King kind of translates into action and all sorts of different things. So I'll show that play. It has an amateur translation. So that area had nothing below it in that clip. That's because that clip was recorded long ago, before I went down to Sunken Valley. You need to go to Sunken Valley and have the snake attack the bridge to get it to spawn here, so that you can run and jump and get a very cinematic kill. Unless you don't hit the death blow marker. Also, you can see the snake's eye is cut open. This is the snake from the Underbridge Valley. That's the eye you cut open. Hopefully you can't hear cabinets or anything. And I guess we are sadly just gonna have to die. Or no, we're alive. So doing that brings you to this cavern in Sunken Valley you may recognize from earlier in the episode. This is a skip a lot of speedrunners use. Now, I'll show it off later. I actually did get to show off this one because it is patched, but you can still show that it doesn't work anymore. So, what you would do is you would use contact poison. That poisons you. Once you've used contact poison, you wait until your health is low enough, and then you jump off. You die in the air from poison before hitting the void out. and land on the rock where the snake will spawn. So once you revive, the snake spawns, and then you can go back up to the idol, and you get to kill the snake there. Using Mistraven, you can completely ignore that monkey and having to puppet it. You can actually also do this without either. You can dodge through the snake. You have iframes. So that was just me trying to see the range of the snake exactly. Also, when you use Mistraven, if you don't do a direction, you teleport straight up. It allows you to get falling attacks on enemies, which aren't actually useful in Sekiro, really, but it's cool looking. Here is the kill. And that's how you get the fresh serpent viscera. Those are two important items for the return ending. Do you need them for it? You'll also need Holy Chapter Infested and Holy Chapter Dragon's Return. Once you have those, and have not defeated the final zone while doing the good path, you will be able to set up the ending. So I'm not sure if you can get to this area other than after you kill the snake, because I haven't found a way to come back down here after. But again, bells here. This is one of the Buddhist mummies that is formed from basically living mummification and meditation and isolation. Likely this person followed the ways of Shugendo and Buddhism. And here we find a dragon blood droplet, which is interesting, and a bundled Jizo. So to help with the passing, maybe this was them trying to find their form of immortality, or them accepting, or them trying to find enlightenment in some way. And I had to use the idol right in front of them, so it looked like I was praying with them or praying for them. Now, here is me showing that the skip has been patched. I'm going to talk a little bit about Gu. So, just showing if you land here, you void out. If it's sent up, you take damage. So I'm going to use contact poison to show the skip doesn't work. But Gu or Ku is a sort of like poison, a malevolent like poison of like magic. There were ways of making it, such as putting tons of poisonous and toxins, like venomous creatures, in a jar together, like centipedes and snakes, and making the ultimate poison/toxin. There's a lot of things relating to it with the vengeful dead, with creating the ultimate poison and malevolence, evil, and demons. But I think that might be what they were kind of going with there for how corrosive and powerful that poison is. That it's eating away everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything more to talk about for this episode specifically. I think that might be it. Trying to think. But in either case, I will see you next time. I'm gonna just show you can revive here, but the snake doesn't show up. And if you fall off, you get teleported right back to here. Still no snake, and you'll have to idle out, or die and come back at the idle. You can even fall down here and nothing. Also, just to mention, there are two snakes, just like in the story, and two women who represent the snakes, the two snake eyes. Though they're not considered very beautiful, they kind of don't have faces. But, in either case, I will be seeing you next time. I hope you enjoyed all this little Chinese lore. Bye-bye.